नन्दना वृतजनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय जय जय गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव जय श्रील प्रभुपाद
विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत समशील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Text number 11. प्रदर्श्यातप्ततपसाम् अवितृप्तादृशां नृणाम् आदायांतर अधाद्यस्तु स्वबिम्बं लोकलोचनम् प्रदर्श्यातप्ततपसाम् अवितृप्तदृशां नृणाम् आदायांतर प्रदर्श्यातप्ततपसाम् अवितृप्तदृशां नृणाम् स्वबिम्बं लोकलो आदायांतर अधाद्यस्तु स्वबिम्बं लोकलोचनम्। Dasa Lokalocanam. Pradarshaya, by exhibiting. Atapta, without undergoing. Tapasam, penances. Avitripta drisham, without fulfillment of vision. Nrinam, of persons. Adaya, taking. Antaha, disappearance. Adhat, performed. Yaha, he who. Tu, but. Swabimbam, his own form. Lokalochanam, public vision. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Translation. Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, who manifested his eternal form before the vision of all on the earth, performed his disappearance by removing his form from the sight of those who were unable to see him as he is due to not executing required penance. Kindly repeat. Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, who manifested his eternal form before the vision of all on the earth, performed his disappearance by removing his form from the sight of those who are unable to see him as he is due to not executing required penance. Purport. In this verse, the word avitripta drisham is most significant. The conditioned soul in the material world are all trying to satisfy their senses in various ways. But they have failed to do so because it is impossible to be satisfied by such efforts. The example of the fish on land is very appropriate. If one takes a fish from the water and puts it on the land, it cannot be made happy by any amount of offered pleasure. The spirit soul can be happy only in the association of the Supreme Living Being, the Personality of Godhead, and nowhere else. The Lord, by His unlimited causeless mercy, has innumerable Vaikuntha planets in the Brahmajyoti sphere of the spiritual world, and in that transcendental world, there is an unlimited arrangement for the unlimited pleasure of the living entities. The Lord Himself comes to display His transcendental pastimes typically represented at Vrindavana, Mathura and Dwaraka. He appears just to attract the conditioned souls back to Godhead, back home to the eternal world. But for want of sufficient piety, the onlookers are not attracted by such pastimes of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that only those who have completely surpassed the way of sinful life, sinful reaction, can engage themselves in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The soul on the path of the Lord. The entire Vedic way of ritualistic performances is to put every conditioned soul on the path of piety. By strict adherence to the prescribed principles for all orders of social life, one can attain the qualities of truthfulness, control of the mind, and control of the senses, forbearance, etc., and can be elevated to the plane of rendering pure devotional service to the Lord. Only by such a transcendental vision are one's material hankerings fully satisfied. When the Lord was present, persons who were able to satisfy their material hankerings by seeing Him in true perspective were thus able to go back with Him to His kingdom. But those persons who were unable to see the Lord as He is, remained attached to material hankerings and were not able to go back home, back to Godhead. When the Lord passed beyond the vision of all, He did so in His original eternal form as stated in this verse. The Lord left His own body. The Lord left in His own body. He did not leave His body as is generally misunderstood by the conditioned souls. This statement defeats the false propaganda of the faithless non-devotees that the Lord passed away like an ordinary conditioned soul. The Lord appeared in order to release the world from the undue burden of the non-believing asuras, and after doing this, He disappeared from the world's eyes. Doesn't the Bhakti Vedanta purport? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, generally, outside people who do not know the Supreme Lord or Lord Krishna's pastimes in a bona fide way, in truth, tattvataha, they have been taught or they assume that when the Lord left this material world, finished his pastime, He was actually killed by one hunter, and that hunter was someone else in the previous life, and like that, because of that, karma is affected. This is a general talk. So even Lord Krishna had to undergo that, and then so such kind of interpretations are given, understanding. However, pure devotees don't accept this, because the Lord appears in this material world in His Sachidananda Vigraha, and He lives in the very same body. Swabimbam Lokalochanam. Swabimbam, that Supreme Lord, the same form. With the same form He came, the same form He left. Unlike any material person, he leaves his body in the material world, which is buried or which is burnt. That is not the case with the Supreme Lord. So generally people talk like this, trying to impose ordinary attributes to the Supreme Lord, and thus conclude that Krishna is also normal person, ordinary man. He was born in the womb of ordinary woman, Devaki. He ran away from battlefield. He was stealing butter. So such things people misinterpret and try to claim that Krishna was also ordinary man. However, this is not a fact as per the Vaishnava Acharyas. The Lord, whatever He does is divyam, is transcendental. Sambhavami Atmamayaya. He comes in His transcendental body, not a body like ours, a material body like ours. Whatever pastime He performs, that is also transcendental. And anyone who hears those pastimes also becomes transcendental. Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. Anyone who hears Janma karma chame divyam, that Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's birth and activities are all divyam, transcendental. And Krishna says, one who knows this, he can go back to Godhead. Taktva deham punarjanma neti. If once he gives up this body, he will go back to it. Of course, next verse Krishna says, Krishna says, Putamad bhavam agata, raga dvesha. Puta raga bhayadvesha, manmana mamupas. Bhavo jnana tapasa, putamad bhavam agata. Those who have given up attachment to this material world, given up fear of this material world, such people being purified, they go back to Godhead. So without purification, we cannot understand Krishna's pastimes in Tattvataha. And without understanding Krishna's pastimes in Tattvataha, we cannot go back to Godhead. So in the previous verse, we saw Uddhava is saying that pure devotees, their intelligence is not bewildered by the statements of the common man. Common man is giving logic. See, Krishna, he also killed by hunter, he also born by. So those who are faithless, non-devotees, atheists, they may get bewildered. Oh, really? Therefore Krishna is not God. But faithful, pure devotees, they are not disturbed by all these statements. They retain their faith, firm faith on Krishna. So that's why initially Uddhava is making that statement and then giving clarity. Oh, how did he pass? How the Supreme Lord left this material world? Sobimbam lokalochanam. He left this world with his own body. As he came with his own body, he left in this world, material world also with the same body. Then what was the body visible there? Some body was visible there. What was that body? That explanation comes further. That it was actually, Krishna left that body, that was Virata Rupa, a material form of the Lord which already exists. That material form Krishna left. And people are lamenting, oh, Krishna also left. But actually, the Lord appeared in his transcendental body, transcendental form, and he left in his transcendental form. So, and here it is mentioned, atapta tapasam. One who is not undergoing tapasya, he will not be able to understand, will not be able to see the form of the Lord. Prabhupada has explained in the previous purport that those who are faithful, like Arjuna, they could see the Supreme Lord and they could realize that he is Supreme Lord. Seeing is different, realizing is different. They saw Supreme Lord and they realized, oh, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Arjuna is referring, Ratam Sthapayame Achyuta. He is not saying Ratam Sthapayame Partha, Sarati, chariot driver. No. Ratam Sthapayame, Krishna, you are Achyuta, Supreme Personality. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So they recognized. Those who recognized, Prabhupada is saying, they all went back to Godhead. But those who could not recognize, even though they saw Krishna, but they could not recognize, they remained in the material world. They continued to remain in the material world. And to such a people, the Lord disappeared from their vision. In one sense, if we don't do penance, we will not be able to see the Supreme Lord face to face. That's why Brahma, in the beginning of creation, what did he do? To know the Supreme Lord. Even though the Lord was there in front of him, he could not see. Entire darkness, and he is trying to search what is the origin, from where he has come. So he goes around the entire universe, even the nooks and corners of the universe, goes bottom into the Garbhodaka ocean. Lord is there only on the Garbhodaka ocean, and his form is so big, but he is unable to see. Then he does tapasya, tapa. And for 1,000 celestial years he does tapasya, the Lord is revealed into his heart. He don't have to search now. Lord manifested in his heart. So, there Prabhupada mentions, not Prabhupada, Krishna mentions, the Lord when he reveals to Lord Brahma, he says, this tapasya is my internal potency. So in this material world, we can touch the internal potency through tapasya, tapodivyam putrakayena sattvam. Therefore it is recommended that sadhakas, they have to do tapasya. Not sense gratification. Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Nitaya Gaura ki. Not whimsical life. Tapasya. This is a very, very powerful force by which we can see Krishna face to face. So, therefore, Nayam tapodivyam putrakayena sattvam. Tapodivyam. Tapasya takes us to transcendence. Without tapasya, it is not possible. In fact, tapasya itself is transcendental. Sometimes we misinterpret tapasya as restriction, too much control, too much rules and regulation. But Prabhupada says, human society means rules and regulation. The more the rules, the more civilized the human society. Prabhupada gives the example, just like an animal life. They don't have any rules. For them there is no traffic law. They can cross any signal. For them there is no discipline. Go in this footpath only. No. They can walk anywhere, jump anywhere. Suppose monkey is jumping one tree to another. It can jump. Indian monkey can go to Pakistan. There is no visa for him. Or suppose one tree is in Pakistan, one tree is in India. So that monkey jumped one tree to other tree. Now Pakistan cannot shoot him or will not. Generally they should not. Because for animal life there is no restriction like that. In oceans, there is a boundaries in the oceans also. They say this part is India's Indian Ocean, that part is China's Indian Ocean. Like that some divisions are made. Exactly I don't know what is the border lines, but the borders are there even in the ocean. Now there is a fish inside the ocean. That fish inside the ocean has no such rules. But a sailor, an Indian sailor, he crosses water borders. Immediately he is caught. Some people from Srikakulam, actually fishermen, sailing like that, they went to Pakistan. Borders, not Pakistan. They are stuck up now. Till now they are stuck up. Some 20, 30 fishermen are there. But so many fishes are going. In fact, Pakistan will love all fishes should come here. They will have more business. So there is no rules there. For animal life, no rules. But for human society, in order to, when they claim that human society is civilized, they have some rules and regulations. Following those rules and regulations is tapasya. We want a society to lead in a harmonious way, to run in a harmonious way. The harmony requires everyone follow certain regulations, certain rules. So Vedic literatures also enjoin that we need to follow these rules and regulations in order to purify our life. Prabhupada is saying, the entire Vedic way of ritualistic performances is to put every conditioned soul on the path of piety. Put them into the path of piety. All the Vedic rules and regulations, bring them to the path of piety. Whatever the Vedic norms are there, in some form or the other, either demigod worship or doing some homa, or directly worshipping the Supreme Lord, or Varnashrama dharma, any dharma, any aspect, it is to put them into the path of piety. Therefore, there are rules and regulations, ritualistic performances, and Prabhupada, the more the rules, the more civilized the human society. Generally, in the material world, opposite is considered great. In few years back, few decades back, there was a great revolution, liberal revolution in European countries. They consider that is advancement. No, that's not advancement. Human society means there are rules and regulations. We don't want liberality in this material world. We want to get liberation from the material world itself. I don't want liberal in my country. I want liberation from material world itself. That is the goal of Vedic civilization. So that is the piety, the soul, spirit soul, when he engages in the Vedic ritualistic rules and regulations. Gradually he develops piety, by which he will be able to see the Supreme Lord, realize the Supreme Lord, his pastimes, and go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, even though Krishna will stand in front of us, we will not be able to see. We will not be able to identify him. So, that fortune comes by Sukruti. So, two ways we can get Sukruti. One is by our own voluntary tapasya. Tapasya means voluntary. Voluntarily undergoing tapasya. Whatever the spiritual master says, we follow as it is. Another is by causeless mercy. By mercy also it comes. For example, we go to temple or we are walking on the street, suddenly prasadam comes, Sukruti. There we didn't do any endeavor, it came. So once some devotees went to Prabhupada. During beginning times, Prabhupada used to send devotees for Sankirtan, street Sankirtans. They will be in the main squares or circle of major cities and keep on doing Sankirtan. And sometimes they will be heckled, sometimes they will be abused or not bothered. Whole day, morning to evening, Kirtan they are doing. So one devotee came to Prabhupada and, what is the use, Prabhupada, doing this? No one is bothered about us. No one is listening to us. No one is, okay, even if they don't listen or even if they don't bother, but sometimes they are driving us away. So Prabhupada says, no, we should not think like that. Every word of Hare Krishna they are hearing is actually increasing their Sukruti. And Prabhupada gives the example, just like a bank account. You keep 1 rupee in the bank account. Next time you keep 1 more rupee, 1 more rupee. After some years, you will become crorepati. No one is going to take crores and put in one shot. 1 rupee, 1 rupee. It's like in a piggy bank. Every day they put. Small hundi will be there at every home. Earlier it was there. In front of the Lord they'll keep one small. In that every day 1 rupee, 1 rupee. And at the end, whenever there is emergency, they'll break it. Or whenever they go to any pilgrimage, they break and utilize that for the pilgrimage. So Prabhupada says, they are all accumulating sukruti unknowingly, ajnata sukruti. So while he is walking, suddenly he hears Hare. Without his knowledge, it got into his ears. He is walking. It got 1 rupee got into his account. When he heard Hare, he got interested. Maybe 2 rupees got little, oh very nice. So, doesn't matter whether he is personally, voluntarily involved or not involved. The moment he hears the holy name or he involves in Krishna conscious activity without knowledge or with knowledge, he gets Sukruti. That adds to his fortune. And after many years, when his spiritual bank account is fulfilled to some extent, he'll start showing interest in Krishna consciousness. So in one lecture, Srila Prabhupada says, every conditioned soul has come to this material world with Isha Bhava. Isha means Lord over. They all want to become Isha, God. Isha, I want to become God. Some spiritual organizations, they also say, we want to become God. We all came to this material world and we are suffering because of this Isha Bhava. And Prabhupada says, this Isha Bhava cannot go. We cannot say, oh, I will remove my Isha Bhava. It will not go. With our endeavor, this Isha Bhava will not go. Isha Bhava is what? The feeling that I am independent, I am great, I am Krishna, I can control. This cannot go until and unless there is a mercy of a pure devotee or the Supreme Lord. Otherwise it will not go. Isha Bhava, not possible. A Mayavadi is trying to give up this Isha Bhava. Neti process or Ashtanga process. He cannot give up. Finally, some other form that Isha Bhava comes up. That Isha Bhava, actually this is the greatest disease, Isha Bhava. The feeling of superiority, feeling that I want to be unique in the world. Everyone should recognize me, appreciate me, praise me, only glorify me. Labha, Pratishtha, that is Isha Bhava, it cannot go. Some form or other it will come. Either lust or recognition or discrimination, various form. Prabhupada says, we cannot give up this Isha Bhava simply by our mental thinking. From today onwards, I will not present my Isha Bhava. I will not lord over anything. No. That can go only by mercy of a pure devotee or the Supreme Lord. And that happens through the Sukruti. So when people ignorantly also they involve. On the way they are walking, suddenly they saw Shanku Chakra. Or they saw the Gopuram of the temple. Immediately Sukruti gone. Suppose he is walking like that, he is walking, one person daily doing walking. He walks like that, he walks, goes around and then again comes back. One pradakshina over. he got Sukruti. Sometimes, in our Bangalore temple, neighbors used to come for walking because that a hill, no? It's good for walking. They walk. Maybe now they are not coming, but earlier they used to come. Just walk and go, that's all, no darshan. Maybe they never came for darshan also. That also Sukruti. So like this Ajnata Sukruti, people develop. As it grows, when it reaches to certain stock, then they start showing interest to Krishna consciousness. When they hear pure devotee, or when you go and give Bhagavad Gita, he'll be able to purchase. He'll be able to show interest. So we should not think whenever we are attempting to do service of preaching and that person is not accepting, it is not that it is a failure. Some degree of Sukruti, elevation, some paisa has gone into his spiritual account. So when devotees go, when people see tilak on their head, some Sukruti gone. Into their account it has gone. When they see the picture of Bhagavad Gita, book distributor, he goes, shows Bhagavad Gita. At the end of the day, he may think, oh Prabhu, one Bhagavad Gita also not gone. But he saw the picture of Krishna, he saw Bhagavad Gita, he touched Bhagavad Gita, Sukruti gone. Credited to him. You are spelling Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and someone heard Bhagavad Gita, Sukruti gone. We are doing beat Sankirtan, so many people going here and there. Sukruti is going to all of them. Some people walking like this, they may hear Hare Krishna, Sukruti. So like this, these are all accumulating to people so that they come to a point where they will be able to realize or they will be able to accept, surrender to the Supreme Lord, surrender to pure devotee. And when they voluntarily engage, then they get purification and they go back to God. Maybe we also would have got something like that in our previous lives. While we are walking on the road, someone would have given prasadam to us. Like we are giving Akshay Patra, we are giving so many children prasadam. So some people question, what is the use? They are not becoming devotees. No, it may not happen this life or it may not happen today. You give prasadam, you got gone back to Godhead, not like that. But it is accumulating in the Sukruti account to that person. When we give prasadam, whether he purchases or it is given free, he is honoring that prasadam. Prabhupada says in that statement, in that lecture, that honoring prasadam, the most powerful means of dissolving that Isha Bhava. Therefore, we are distributing prasadam, Prabhupada says, that Isha Bhava. It's actually a great thing, the prasadam distribution. If you tell anyone to chant Hare Krishna, he will not. He will say, my God is separate, you are all this. But if you give prasadam, he will take. So very easily it is possible to dissolve that Isha Bhava by prasadam. So it's a great. So like that people accumulate Sukruti, stock, one after another, and one point in life. So our mission, our Krishna consciousness is not just only make everyone chant 16 rounds, make them full-time devotees. No, that is a main goal. But along with that, we should also understand that there are so many living entities in different stages of Krishna consciousness. Someone in 0 level, someone in 5% level, someone 10%, someone 90%. And we are all trying to help them. So such a great mission. Prabhupada says, this Krishna consciousness is the greatest mission, the greatest charity. Unknowingly charity is happening. Unknowingly. People don't know also. Secretly it is going. Everywhere we open temples, people come or don't come also. They walk through the street, they see a temple, they remember Krishna. Even if they say, "Arey, one more temple, But remembered temple, over. Just imagine, Prabhupada says, suppose someone drinks wine and he thinks the taste of this wine is Krishna. Prabhupada says, he becomes pure devotee. Because he is remembering. So it doesn't mean that he is drinking wine, he becomes pure devotee. Not like that. He gets the sukruti to grow in Krishna consciousness because he is remembering Krishna. Not because he is drinking wine. You should not interpret other way. Oh, how can he become pure devotee remembering drinking wine? No, not because of drinking wine. It is because he is remembering Krishna. One day he will give up. Today he is unable to give up wine because of Isha Bhava. But when he is remembering Krishna and taking, slowly that Isha Bhava will come down, very easily he will accept. So therefore, those who are obedient to the Supreme Lord very easily, Krishna's instructions that means he has really advanced, mature Krishna consciousness. Past life he has done lot of, or he has got good sukruti, maybe Agnata or whatever, Gnata sukruti, we don't know. Very easily he is able to accept Krishna conscious principles, he will grow. He is following devotees' instructions, along with them peacefully he is going on, cooperating with the Guru's instruction. So this is a sign of advancement, sign of reduced Isha Bhava. Isha Bhava is not greatness. In the material world, it is projected as a great one who is showing, I am controller, I know things, I can do, I can achieve. No. In Krishna consciousness, that Bhava is a disease. It's more disease, cancer, more dangerous than cancer. So, a devotee who is humble, meek, is a sign of advancement, and that is a sign he has accumulated so much of Sukruti. And when he does it voluntarily, practicing the Krishna conscious principles very carefully, under the guidance of the spiritual master, he elevates to go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, we will be there, Krishna is there in front, but without recognizing Krishna, without recognizing Krishna's movement, the greatness of Krishna's movement, we will have to remain in the material world. So, coming to the transcendental platform, recognizing Krishna as he is, that needs that special penance. That our penance today is following Guru's instruction. That is a penance. Not whimsically doing something I like. No. What Guru has told me, I will follow that. And what Guru has told, Prabhupada has told, the greatest penance is chant and hear. For us, hearing is the greatest penance. Very simple. The holy name, transcendental holy name, when it enters our ears, all the Isha Bhava, very quickly it is dissolved. Chant and hear. Then prasadam also, all that is also there. But most powerful, most important, Srila Prabhupada has given the most powerful transcendental tapasya. Tapasya is chant and hear. We should chant in the temple hall, hear holy name properly, chant in the Brahma Muhurta as much as possible, utilize that opportunity, because there are favorable conditions. In science, it's called standard standard temperature and pressure, STP, standard temperature. If you do that in the standard, then the effect, that experiment becomes successful, isn't it? So similarly, chanting in Brahma Muhurta in the temple hall without distraction will give the maximum. Anywhere you chant is also okay. It is Maha Mantra. Any time of the day, anywhere you can chant. But then we want STP, highest benefit. That is a temple hall. So like this, some rules and regulations we follow. It will be very helpful for us. Any questions?
Suppose he took prasadam, he didn't appreciate. Because he took prasadam, he will get sukruti, or otherwise.
Yeah, Agnata Sukruti, yes. That's why I told two. Gnata, Agnata. One, that is Agnata Sukruti. Without his knowledge, he is accumulating. That's a mercy of pure devotee.
Means, Prabhupada also says some living entities, they always want to eternally reside in this material world. And so, if all living entities will get sukruti because of causeless mercy of pure devotee.
Yes.
So, this I mean, and this concept.
Why are you worried? Prabhupada gives example. If a jail is becoming empty, one person is, "Arey, jail will become empty now." You should be happy. Everyone get liberated. Be happy. So it will happen. If he is continuously taking Agnata Sukruti, he will come to a point where he will be able to accept. See, Agnata Sukruti will bring you to a point where Krishna consciousness becomes very favorable to him. He accepts Krishna consciousness favorably. Otherwise, there are people you give prasadam, he will not accept also. That also is there. That also he needs qualification. Even Agnata Sukruti, he needs little bit of some qualification. But pure devotee can give mercy to anyone. Understood now? So like that, a person can, it is possible, by accumulation of Agnata Sukruti, come to a point where he is very easily able to practice Krishna consciousness. Some person it is very difficult. He cannot budge to other person. He will say, "I don't accept anyone's, I will not obedience to anyone." Other person very easily is abiding by him. He says, "How I will surrender?" Like that. So that how I will surrender, that point to I will surrender favorably needs Sukruti. So initially you may think, "I will not surrender." But you give prasadam, after some time, he will start telling, "Okay, finally I will chant Hare Krishna." So from that platform to this platform, he has come. That is Sukruti.
Pure devotees won't come, this sukruti aspect will not. If pure devotees won't come to this world,
how it is possible? Some Gita, what is that? Gita Mahatmyam. One story is there, something like that. One person, he gives offered flower. The person who is giving offered flower also don't know it is offered flower. The person who is taking that offered flower also don't know offered flower. So he gives that offered flower to some passerby or someone, he gives. And he takes that flower, he smells. And in his next life he becomes pure devotee. And then he narrates this story, that in my past life, last life, I was offered a flower and today I am like this. See? So we don't know when we give flowers to other, it is offered to the Lord. When we give, he may give to someone, that may go to someone. Understood, no? So the Lord has given this facility also. Agnata Sukruti is there. Anyone who gains. That's a pure devotee is very merciful. Kindly he keeps on spreading mercy of the. Let's say a sannyasi goes house to house begging alms. What is that? He is spreading Sukruti. In the past also people used to do Purandara Dasa, going on doing Sakirtan on the streets. So these all, they are pure devotees, they know it will go benefit for the society. Understood? No? So, see, we cannot say that everyone will get and everyone will get liberated, because every jiva has his own inclinations also. So, depending on the speed that he wants to develop, all those factors are also there. But definitely, this has gone into the stock of his Sukruti account. Jananam Sukrutino Arjuna. See, there are people who suffer and worship the Lord. There are people who suffer and go against the Lord also. Both are seen. So Krishna is saying, one who is suffering will surrender to me. Then why a person who is suffering is not surrendering? That also we have seen. So Prabhupada says that Sukruti, because he got Sukruti, even though he is suffering, he'll worship Krishna. But whereas a person who don't have Sukruti, even though he is suffering, generally he should worship someone. No, he will not worship Krishna, he will go worship someone else. Or he will become an atheist. That also we have seen. I am worshipping so many years, I am worshipping Krishna, nothing happened. Give up Krishna, go to somewhere else. Sukruti is gone. Not there actually, not gone, not there. Understood, no? So, Sukruti is a very important factor for a person to come to Krishna consciousness. And then it becomes favorable for him from that platform. Very easily accepts. Otherwise, his time goes in gaining Sukruti only. Someone may stay, sometimes people come to temple, especially ISKCON, thinking that if I stay there, I will get, I can go to foreign, this, that and all, they think. Doesn't matter, even stay. Slowly he thinks, better way to go to foreign, let me join. Like that also some people are there. Understood, no? So that's why the mercy of pure devotee is there. So gradually accumulating that Sukruti. That makes him advance in Krishna consciousness. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.